Hey guys, 681 Shadow, your coach of the Connecticut Krookodiles, and we are here today for our CPC Season 5 Week 3 match, and we are facing off against Yost, coach of the Angels of Beheeyeim, and we're coming off of a win last week, so hopefully we can get a win here, and so we can go positive for the season so far. So let me just pull up Yost's team really quickly. And then I will read it off to you guys, but he definitely has a very threatening team, as do all of the coaches in the CPC this season. So, as well as he's a very high caliber player. I've played him. I played him twice last season, even though our second match was in fact a meme match, just because of the fact that that I had no way of getting into the playoffs, and he was guaranteed in the playoffs at that point. So his team is Tapu Koko with Z eligibility, Arcanine, Mega Beedrill, Donphan, Umbreon, Arceus with Z eligibility, Bronzong, Verizon, Porygon Z, Clawitzer, and Como-O. So his team's definitely very threatening. Tapu Koko being very strong, as well as a lot of other things. So the first thing I saw when I looked at this team was that Zygarde has a really good matchup. So Zygarde here, I'm bringing the pretty standard Dragon Dance, 1000 Arrows, Outrage, E-Speed set. So it's pretty straightforward, and this week I'm actually running Roselli Berry on Zygarde because if I'm in on the Tapu Koko and I'm able to and if Tapu Koko gets a kill, I could switch into Zygarde. I'm able to tank a Dazzling Gleam with the Roselli Berry, and I'm able to set up a Dragon Dance, which I will be fast with this investment. I will be faster than that +1 will be faster than a timid Tapu Koko, which is very good, because then I can just click 1000 Arrows if he's not scarfed, and I don't expect him to be scarfed, considering the fact that I don't have the fastest team in the world, so he won't. So it's not really too much he needs to really outspeed with a scarf. So then, with that speed creep, I just put the rest into HP, and we have some bulk on this thing as well. So, overall, just pretty standard on Zygarde, except for a few tweaks, so that we can go in, we can switch in after the Tapu Koko kills one of my mons, if need be. So, next up on the team, we have Tapu Bulu, running Banded Bulu this week. Just pretty standard, running Jolly Banded Bulu, just to put out a bunch of damage on stuff. We have Woodhammer. Woodhammer is going to do a lot too. Woodhammer can be good, especially for the Donphan. And then we have Rock Slide, Brutal Swing is superpower. This is all definitely the superpower is definitely for the Umbreon, as well as Woodhammer, because Umbreon is definitely going to be a big threat. It's a very good tank. And it's gonna be pretty hard to break in some situations, but Tapu Bulu is just meant to go in, try to nuke something, switch out. That's probably gonna be my game plan with Bulu. So other than that, nothing really nothing that isn't really that standard. But now we're gonna get into something that's really just not standard at all. But we're going to go into our Raikou here, Ultra Instinct, which you may be wondering, what is this set? So let me explain my thought process on this set. So I was looking at his team, and I was thinking, okay, let's see if we can have a if we can have a mon that's decent against that could possibly take on Bulu in either the early game or the extremely late game. So we have Raikou here. And so I was looking at speed and stuff like that, and if he's not Scarf Bulu, we can the reason we have Bulldoze is so if he's not Scarf Koko, not Bulu, excuse me. If he's not Scarf Koko, then Bulldoze will make him slower than my Raikou, and then Thunderbolt plus Extreme Speed should have a chance to kill him from full. But if he's whittled down a little bit, it will be able to kill him. It should be able to kill him no matter what, which is really good, unless he's like some defensive Tapu Koko, but I doubt I would see anything like that in this matchup. So then we have, then I was just wondering for a fourth move, and I was looking at his team when I hadn't really had stuff to deal with yet, and I was looking at the Verizon, and I didn't really have too much for that, so I decided to put on Extra Sensory. It also works for the Como-O, and it's overall just pretty good move, and because we are running Extreme Speed, we have to run Rash Nature, Shiny Raikou, because it is an event mon. So definitely have to keep that in mind. But and also Wise Glasses, just so our special moves can get more damage, and not Life Orb, just because I don't want this thing to take chip damage either. So next up, we're running the Torkoal. Torkoal is pretty standard, fully defensive. I'm running 248 in HP just so it can have the odd HP amount, so I can live an extra turn of rocks. And Torkoal is just Leftovers, Drought, Lava Plume, Solar Beam, Toxic, and Fire Spin, kind of similar to what we brought last week, except that what was it last week, or was that the week before? No, I think it was it was last week that we brought the Torkoal, and definitely it could be really cool if we have hazards up. We can probably do a lot to the Donphan with a Solar Beam, which could be pretty cool. I'm not sure how much that does, and I didn't really calc that if the Donphan comes, but then Toxic to whittle things down, and then Fire Spin can be pretty neat for things that can't really break the Torkoal. So that can definitely be really good for us to get some chip damage on some stuff. So next up we have the Klefki, and Klefki is we are running a bulky special sweeper type Klefki, max special attack, max HP, with 4 in special defense, Magic Coat to deal with possible hazards if he, especially if it brings the Archeops, because Archeops is more than likely going to be a hazard lead, and if he's like a Z move and wants to nuke something, I'm not sure how much damage he would do to a Klefki. So definitely we are going to have Magic Coat, so if he tries to set rocks, it'll just go back to his own side. Then we have Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon could deal with that Archeops, the Dazzling Gleam, to deal with some stuff like Umbreon and whatnot, also Virizion, and then Spikes, so that we can possibly get up our own hazards as well, get some chip on some of his mons on that team. So then our last mon for this matchup, we have our Mega Gallade. We are running a pretty standard SD variant. We are running SD knockoff, close combat, and Psycho Cut, and this is very good. It can do a lot of damage to a lot of things, especially if we have an SD up. If we have an SD up, the only thing that can really like hinder this is the Arcanine, but Gallade does have some natural bulk, so if he's defensive Arcanine, I am able to I take about half from a Flare Blitz, so I would be able to set up another Swords Dance, which could be really good for me, depending on the situation there. But other than that, it's pretty standard. Jolly, 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 in special defense. So that is all for the team builder, and now we can get into the battle. So now in the battle here, we see that he brings the Umbreon, Arcanine, Mega Beedrill, Tapu Koko, Porygon Z, and Como-O. So looking at this, I'm thinking, I'm trying to decide what he might go into, and I feel like it's probably best for me, because he doesn't have the Archeops, so we don't need to go into the Klefki right at the beginning. We can actually leave with the Raikou, because I don't think Raikou has too bad of a matchup against his lead options. His win cons obviously being his main win con is definitely going to be Tapu Koko, possibly the Porygon Z depending on the set, and possibly the Mega Beedrill just due to its speed compared to the rest of my team. But I'm going to lead off with the Raikou here and see what he wants to do. Like I said, I'm just pretty sure that's what I do. I may be messing up my lead just a little bit here. He leads with the Arcanine. I lead with the Raikou. He does get an attack drop, which is unfortunate. So he's going to switch out here. He's going to go into his Como-O, as I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt. No opponent to go for Bulldoze there. As now, because he's in the Como-O, I'm going to go for the Extra Sensory. And he's going to go for the Substitute. He actually can't make a Substitute there, which is really nice. And now I'm just going to go for the Extra Sensory again. We knock out the Como-O nice and early, which is really good. And so now he's going to go into the Beedrill. He's going to Mega Evolve and click the U-turn, which does a whole bunch of damage there. I probably could have switched into like Klefki or something. But he goes into the Umbreon, as I go for the Extra Sensory there. And he is immune to that. So he's switching to Tapu Koko, as I go for the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does 50%, which is really crazy. And then I go for the E-Speed just to get some damage off. I know I'm going to die here. And we get hit with that return. So now I'm going to go into the Klefki here. He's going for the Wild Charge, which does a lot to me, but I'm able to knock him out with a Flash Cannon. I feel like I could have gotten spikes up there, but at the same time, I didn't want to. I didn't want to have that. What is it? I didn't want that to I didn't want to let the Coco live, and I knew I had a way to kill it. So I wanted to get the Coco out as soon as possible. Now that thing is gone, so his primary win con now is going to be the Mega Beedrill or the Porygon Z, maybe even the Arcanine, depending on its set, and maybe even the Umbreon, just because of its sheer bulk. So that thing falls. Now he goes into Porygon. I'm gonna go for the spikes, just sacking this thing off. He goes for the Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack knocks me out. He's definitely He's definitely invested in special attack. That's a given with Porygon Z. It has such a high special attack. So I go into this thing, kind of scare him out, and he's gonna go into the Arcanine. As I Mega Evolve, I go for the Swords Dance here. Now I'm at 1.5 times attack. Now he's gonna go for the E-Speed. Not gonna do too much to me. As I go for the knockoff, he does reveal to be Rocky Helmet. So we get that off, which is really good for us. So now he goes for E-Speed again, and we are going to click Close Combat, knock him down there. And the reason I clicked Close Combat over Psycho Cut is because he may have predicted. Well, Close Combat was a bit more obvious, but at the same time, he had he has an immunity to Psycho Cut, and Knockoff just didn't really make sense there, considering it wouldn't kill it anyway. So I thought Close Combat was the best play at that point. But now he goes into his Mega Beedrill, and I switch out my Gallade, and I go into my Torkoal here, as he's going to click the Poison Jab. As here, I'm going to, he's going to switch. He's actually going to go for a U-turn, as he goes into the Porygon. As here, I'm going to go for the Lava Plume, and going to get some HP back there. As he goes for the Tri-Attack, that knocks me out. So here, I just have 3 mons left. He has 3 left. I'm going to go into the Zygarde here, and he's going to go for the Tri-Attack. I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance. Now let me explain why this is extremely important in this match right now. I haven't actually done the calc, but actually, hold on. Let me. I'm actually doing the calc right now. You see me calcing, but like, he did reveal to me to be a specs Porygon Z. So let's go Porygon Z. Blank set. He was probably modest spec. Actually, no, probably not modest. He's probably timid. Timid. He was choice specs. Not sure what ability he was. That may come in. I may calculate if it comes into play here, but see if he specs, and he has Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack did about 80 to me, and he was 252 in special attack. Or was Tri-Attack. 252 Tri-Attack. No, he had to be. Let's see, hold on. What he wasn't? Yeah, he wasn't download. Okay, so, and it did how much? It did 80.4. That's kind of weird. I'm trying to see how exactly. Maybe he was modest. Yeah, maybe he was actually modest. Let me see. No, but it still wouldn't do that much. He was. No, sun doesn't matter. I'm actually not sure how he's doing that much with Tri-Attack. I'll have to figure that out. But now if I calculate, hold on, let me calc Tapu Bulu, so I don't go to a wrong conclusion here. Okay, so judging by that, based on this calc being like slightly off, I'm seeing, I probably had a chance to live a Tri-Attack with Bulu and knock him out with a superpower. And so that is very important here because of the fact that I would have been able to keep Zygarde very healthy and set up on either the Umbreon or the Mega Beedrill, preferably the Mega Beedrill. But I would still have the Mega Gallade for the Umbreon there, and I could just click Close Combat, and that would do a lot on that. So So that's very important for us. It really turns the tide of the game here. So I am going to be able to take out this Porygon here with the Extreme Speed. I went for Extreme Speed just in case of Scarf, as he's going to go into the Umbreon now, as I will just click Outrage. There's no real point in clicking anything else. He's gonna go for the foul play there, and now Gallade going to come in and go for a close combat, knocking out the Umbreon here. And here, Mega Beedrill is just going to be able to clean up this game, which is really unfortunate. We had a very good game against Yost here. It was definitely a really good good one for us. We played very well up until the end game there, where we should have actually went to Bulu and chanced the possible roll. He'll probably have to send me his set, because I'm not sure why the calc is saying it did less than it actually did. So we'll have to see there, but definitely solid game to Yost. We are 1-2 now, but it's not so bad. We haven't had any really bad games, and I definitely do intend to keep it that way. So next week we are going to be facing off against Hiker, coach of the Boston Bulldogs. So we did face him in EDT. I'm not sure if I got to uploading that one, but we'll definitely be facing him. We had a close match with him in that league as well. So I'm very excited to have a rematch with him. But we're going to end it off there. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all next time.